Not the side. No, we're not dissing this. No, no, we're not trying to disrespect the side
Now
chick.
at this
Got
point,
side chicks out there who know how to handle themselves in a respectable, silent, see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil kind of a way. You know what I'm saying? All right, nope, nope. He definitely he the worst side chick. He's the example of a side chick not to have. A crash out side chick. Show up at 3 o'clock in the morning, knocking on your door while you inside with the family, ringing your phone 50, 60 times. You know what I'm saying? Posting up all your messages on social media for everybody. Yeah, that's Drake. That's Drake right there. And then you don't even call that a side chick no more. You know what I'm saying? That's just a it.
when it comes to Drake, there is no longer any debate on the fact that this guy isn't
And
just the biggest loser in all of
they
rap right
crashed out
now.
with
But
permission.
really, at this
Facts.
point, when it comes to the entire
Mess with Luke and them
50-year-plus
boys out
lineage
there.
that has defined hip-hop, we have never seen a more pathetic and
Let me see what
embarrassing
he's saying
figure
here.
ever, because after confusing the entire world by withdrawing his petition about his label UMG faking streams to boost the success of Not Like Us,
Let's
Drake
go.
has quickly followed things up by doing one of the most disgusting and shameful things someone who has ever called themselves a rapper ever could, as now beyond filing the most petty
Side
petitions
piece. I
possible.
like the side piece. Side, you know something? Damn, have we ever had a discussion where we breaking out side piece and side chick? I think side pieces sound it's a bit worse than side chick. Side chick, side piece. Yeah, side piece. Side chick is usually like ride or die kind of side piece. Just yeah. He's more of a side piece. I agree with that.
Once
I agree
again,
with that.
Drake has managed to outdo himself when it comes to looking like the most
It's-
embarrassing figure that all of music has ever
Facts.
seen, as he just filed an official
Got me,
defamation
boys.
lawsuit against
Public, got
UMG
there's
and
a
Kendrick
secret
Lamar's
board,
Not
yep.
Like Us record, and
know that secret
obviously
board.
as this is
We've heard
something
about
that
that for
even the
years.
biggest losers in rap beefs in the past have never done anything close to, what Drake is trying to do here isn't just a betrayal to
Now, Drake ain't going nowhere to Oakland, California, Florida. I don't even know about Atlanta. He be flying Young Thug out, car. I don't think he gonna be going anywhere around
the
there.
rules of competition in hip-hop, and an admission that he truly isn't anything remotely like anyone else who has ever called themselves a rapper. But this moment, more than anything else, is marking what is going to begin the true downfall of Drake's career in every single way remaining. And now, before we go any further into what this
Yeah, if
suit
you guys have made it this far through the live, because we've been here a little bit, make sure to hit that subscribe button, like and share the content. Likes as well too helps out, but make sure to subscribe. I've got a whole bunch of videos to come out over the next couple of days. Believe, trust. But yeah, let's go, man.
sang and why it's the most embarrassing thing a rapper has ever done in the history of hip-hop, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And so now with Drake. In this 81-page lawsuit, he is now going after his label UMG with, and of course is trying to change the entire perception of Kendrick
that
Lamar's
picture
Not
was
Like
wild.
Us.
That picture was wild. Like I said it in my reaction to this, yeah. That picture on its own killed the diss. Like it just killed the beef. Like the beef was over. Like he didn't even need to say nothing after. Like that picture alone, bro, it was like, yo, fam, what are you trying to say? And then when he came out with the Not Like Us, the track right after we saw this as the thumbnail and went into it, you were like, oh my, it was over. It was over. Throwing the white flag, bro. I'm telling you, go find the tallest cliff and jump off it.
With, which really, with all of the embarrassment Drake has
I'm
caused
being
because
so
of this
messy,
record
you
at this
good.
point to his own image, he has more than proved that this isn't just one of the most impactful diss tracks ever, but it really is one of the most important songs in rap history, period. And now, if you thought that Drake was reaching before this with his petitions that were trying to change the course of the most important rap beef ever at this point by using the word of other clowns like DJ Academics as fact, here things just get even more out of
Academics. Biggest OVO glazer right after Mal. And if y'all don't know about Mal, the Rory and Mal show, every time I see Mal glazing over Drake, it makes me think, now I know why Joe Budden got rid of you. It makes sense. And I'm not a Joe Budden fan. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I do like the JBP podcast. You know, sometimes Joe Budden gets some of those. Yeah. But when I see Mal, I'm like, I understand why Joe Budden got rid of your ass, bro. I couldn't have you fucking up my bag with the way you is. I'm telling you, I feel Mal sometimes is, yeah, he's a little special, you know? Few sandwiches short of a picnic basket, if you ask me.
Because beyond just the sad and pathetic reality of Drake becoming rap's first and biggest Karen, He is playing the victim card here in every way possible, as he is attaching himself to any identity he can possibly claim, which, just to butt in, considering the context of Not Like Us as a record and where it has brought us, is really just lifting up Kendrick Lamar's points even more. And of course, Drake is tapping into all of these different victim roles so that he can whine about the fact that the success of Not Like Us has ruined him in so many ways. And of course, he can't accept that he lost the beef, and he thinks that there was this larger plan to ruin him all along.
Facts.
And now really,
That's
throughout
so true.
these 81
Facts.
pathetic pages that symbolize Drake trading away his
But when I
legacy
saw
in
him in
rap
this
to
video,
solidify.
so he was in this video with Quavo, or was it Migos? When I saw this, bro, I was just like, yo, fam, you'll do anything to stay relevant, won't you?
Himself as the most pathetic figure who has ever even been inside of hip-hop. When you go through every claim, which is calling out Not Like Us and nearly every single aspect about it, from its bars, melody, and all of its success, all in ways that are so disparaging to not just the masterclass Kendrick Lamar put on in the beef, but overall the art form and skill required to be a great hip-hop artist as a whole. When you just read some of the absurd sentences that Drake somehow thought would win the people back on his side, this moment is really solidified.
Avil, thank you, B. Thank you. Appreciate it. What we got here? The owl needs to sue. The word Drake means male. I'll need to come out to that in cage that we saw Kendrick, you know what I mean, and go and sue him for real. Which are we talking? Not the one that K-Dot was beating the hell up of it. That's if he got any energy after that. But no, seriously. Real talking, I'll be suing too. Now, how dare you associate me with OVO? Are you crazy? Like,
solidifying the time where Drake has separated himself from the rest of the rap world, because
up,
while this is directly going after his label and Not Like Us, in the bigger picture of it all, with the precedent he is trying to set and the claims he is making, this isn't just about a label or Kendrick Lamar, but what Drake is arguing is going against all of hip-hop's past, present, and future MCs and moments, because to even think about the things he put into writing here, you have to misunderstand hip-hop on literally every single level. And now, out of all the people that could have done this, having it come from somebody who has considered themselves a rapper in the past, it just makes this betrayal to the entire culture.
So even you taking it personally, you have every right to. I would too. I'm not even going to joke.
All the more confusing. And no matter how you want to put it, ultimately, Drake is really the most anti-hip-hop person to ever be a part of this genre in any shape or form. And now really with...
And all the people, all them stands who are behind Drake, I am convinced that they never did like hip-hop. They hated hip-hop. They didn't like rap. But they never could speak on rap. They never could talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Amongst people who were involved in it. And the minute Drake started to rap, it was like, oh, we are able to speak and enter the conversation when it comes to hip-hop. Thank you, Drake. We've been waiting for this all our lives. That's why they so die hard for him right now. Because without Drake, they have no thought process, no inclination, no kind of say when it comes to anything hip-hop. They can't bring themselves into a discussion because without Drake, what can they speak about? This is why they're dying right now for him, you know. Like, this is their only savior when it comes to rap. You go ask them about, okay, apart from Drake, what other rappers you like? Or what other rappers did you like before Drake? They couldn't tell you nothing. They might come and mention somebody like Snow. Yeah, Snow, who did Informer. He wasn't even rapping. He was doing reggae.
All of these claims Drake is making, no matter what the context and what facts can prove otherwise already, just from remembering the timeline of events that happened in this back and forth with Kendrick, at every chance possible, we just see example after example of Drake dodging accountability. Because really, before we even look any further into the ridiculous claims Drake is saying to make any sort of impact against Kendrick and his label here, let's just remember that the guy who is doing all of this is also the same person who...
I won't say I never respected his pen. Because there are some things he did, there were bars. Like, you were like, damn. I was like, damn. But then, as we knew, you did not write it. There's some bars he had, but they weren't his. That's the only problem. It was somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Who was that? Like that Quentin Miller guy.
Was begging Kendrick to drop more and more music. And even if we go back to a record like Taylor Made Freestyle, he quite literally was...
I remember Snow, yeah. Like, seriously, bro. Some of these guys never had no kind of say into hip-hop. You know what I mean? And they were always looking for someone to give them the hip hop invite to enter into the party of discussion. You know, who do they have? Beastie Boys. I'm trying to think. Who did they have? Couldn't really claim Cypress Hill because Cypress Hill was more for the Latinos. You know I'm coming from, but they still tried to go there, but they didn't really because Latinos like, yo, bro, what you talking about? You know what I mean? Drake came along and it was like, yes, the savior, the almighty. Like, bro. Supporting Drake does not give you no kind of power or any kind of leeway to speak on certain issues you have no idea or clue about. You know what I mean? Like, it just don't. And they thought it did until Kendrick Lamar kind of dropped the bomb to go, nah, y'all are culture vultures. What are you going to say after that? Somebody call you a culture vulture and break it down. There's nothing you could really say after that. Because then people start to think like, And then everything you do afterwards just plays into the culture vulture image and meme that you've given to yourself. Like, you play right into his hands. Like, I'm telling you, Kendrick is living rent-free in your head, bro.
Setting himself up to get dissed about the things he is crying about here, and on a track like The Hard Part 6. He went even further as he rapped about how this was the angle that he expected. And now, from the fact that the victim mentality Drake is playing here just does not align with the person he has portrayed himself to be before this back.
I did like the House of Pain too. I only like that track too, you know. But you get my point. You know exactly what I'm trying to say, like.
And forth with Kendrick for over a decade one bit, to also remembering the fact that Drake made just as, and if not worse, claims about...
I'll say this as well. The same people were happy when Eminem came in. It was like, yes, we finally, yes. And then they found out that if you were to zip down the zipper on Eminem whole bodysuit, you know what I'm saying? A black guy would jump out. I swear Eminem ain't white, you know, sometimes. Sometimes I really feel Eminem ain't white. I'm like, yo, fam, you know, there's a black person under there, innit? Like you got on a suit here trying to fool us, right? The minute they found out M had a lifetime invite to the barbecue, to any hood, you know what I'm saying? They started to riot against him. They started to not want to listen to him anymore. How dare you, you traitor. And I was there like, it's cool, man, because M part of the crew anyway, though. We good with M, you know what I'm saying? He one of us. So we now, you cool. Y'all could have, what's that girl from Clueless? Stacey Dash. You can have Stacey Dash. We'll take M. Any day.
Kendrick and his family on his record, Family Matters. I mean, no matter how Drake tries to frame these narratives, there is no chance he ends up convincing anyone of a fraction of what he is saying here with these papers, especially when you go through the 81 pages and see that basic information, like stating where Kendrick Lamar is from is just wrong, because he is definitely not from Oakland. And now, if you're making mistakes like these, it's really just very telling about the effort that Drake is really putting into this. And now, even with Drake and his team misinterpreting the lyrics of Kendrick Lamar's diss track so badly that they are reaching to new levels that we have never seen, and really with some of the ways they try to twist the meaning of Not Like Us and its...
Every time I see him beating this out, you know, brother, I'm just like, yo, fam. The man was giving you so many subliminals just here in this video alone, bro. Like, man, he was whacking the... this
message. When you actually just sit there and process what they are trying to tell us, it's absolutely some of the most insane ways someone could ever misread rap lyrics, and especially from somebody who has actually been in the genre for as long as they have, and of course Drake. And now making this bigger than just Drake and Kendrick's beef.
I'll put this in my other reactions, like, you do not go and try and beef somebody who raps over a boom bap beat. Are you mad? Them guys who rap on boom bap beats, that don't play with, bro. Leave them alone. Leave them alone. There's some people that need a whole lot of leave alone. You know what I'm saying? That's them. Leave them alone, bro.
In this time where the ability to read rap lyrics and interpret them as art or perceiving them as the full-on truth has never not just been more in question by people outside of hip-hop, but it's also never been more important, as even with people Drake considers good friends, and of course YSL and everything that happened with them. using the same logic that Drake is using here with what just went down there. If you applied what Drake is trying to get across, then the outcome that we ended up seeing would be completely different, and this is why beyond Drake being pathetic and petty in this beef, this is all just so bad for rap music because Drake is blurring the lines between creative expression like we have never seen. And now with someone who has been considered one of the faces of hip-hop for over a decade now trying to remove the nuance and creativity from rap lyrics and seemingly try and push the narrative that everything being said is always literal, and if it's not, you have to go to these measures to prove it. Not just does this go against the rules of what every MC has ever known when they step into a booth or open up their notebook, but again, especially in the time we are at, this
I won't even continue much anymore here because it's kind of going over, but
all while forgetting about the past conveniently. And really, the fact that even after making this entire thing official, the claims he is making directly contradicts his own actions from just a few months ago, you really just wonder why he would even make these claims if they can so easily be proven false. And now, as the internet is clowning Drake, like even for his horrible standards, they never have.
I'll come into everybody's timeline, you know what I'm saying? And if you guys are new, make sure to subscribe, like, share, welcome in, how y'all doing? As I say, we're doing a Drakashi 6ix9ine night, or Brescia here, full effect, doing their thing, and giving us content to react to. You know what I mean? So,
because
hey,
this
we're
is the
gonna make
lamest
sure we
move in
enjoy
hip-hop
this
history,
shit.
and it's not even close. The one thing Drake fans are trying to use to make this entire situation look like something it's not is by defending him through mentioning how Drake is trying to claim that Kendrick's track made his entire personal life, including his family's, a lot worse. And while even with the fact that the way these claims are written, it is very clear that Drake is obviously trying to gain sympathy any way he possibly can by trying to create some sort of
I'm
emotion.
going out like a bitch right now. Another beautiful, intelligent, talented, caring, and honest type. Now, man's going out like a real bitch right now, bro. And that's all I can say. Like, you really gonna say your family and lifestyle has been affected due to this song? But you weren't thinking that when Meek Mill got the L. You know what I'm saying? You weren't thinking that at all when your boys jumped. When your boys went and jumped. I don't even want to go. Allegedly. Did they thing in your name? You know what I'm saying? Like, shit. Caught my eye, Ja Herbs. All day, every day, we good out here. You know what I'm saying?
Emotional connection reason for others to get just as mad as he is in the first place. Again, if we hold Drake accountable for his actions, let's remember that he didn't just bring families into this thing first, and that Kendrick Lamar told him multiple times not to go this way, but then again, exposing the hypocrisy of Drake and how he only ever does things when it's convenient to benefit his own narrative. He can't try to play this angle now when it's convenient because he has clearly never cared about the consequences of making his entire life so public before. But he was also dragging people who, unlike Drake, who has made his entire personal life public, keep a low profile into the most watched back and forth in hip-hop history, which again is not just showing
Whitney did dancing all over his grave. Literally dancing all over his grave. She was dancing all over the grave, yeah. Bouncing all over the grave, like fam. Come on now.
His disregard for the rules that him and Kendrick made in this beef, but it's just showing that he is now complaining about something that he did even worse to other people. And so really, before even getting further into these claims, if we see that just by Drake constantly putting his family not just on his personal social media, but in music videos and even album covers in general, he can try to play this angle now when it's convenient because he has clearly never cared about the consequences of making his entire life so public before. And now making this situation already even crazier.
And now all of a sudden, now it's affected you, your family, etc. But before, everything was okay though. You still had crazy ass fans, stalkers, you know, death threats. All this comes with being famous. That was normal. And now because of this, things have changed. Man.
UMG already responded to Drake by saying, not only are these claims untrue, but the notion that we would seek to harm the reputation of any artist, let alone Drake, is illogical. We have invested massively in his music, and our employees around the world have worked tirelessly for many years to help him achieve historic commercial and personal financial success. Throughout his career, Drake has intentionally and successfully used UMG to distribute his music and poetry, to engage in conveniently outrageous back and forth rap battles to express his feelings about other artists. He now seeks to weaponize the legal process to silence an artist's creative expression and to seek damages from UMG for distributing that artist's music.
And this is UMG putting that out, you know, bro. Yo, your own record label is putting that out, you know. Man, I don't think he wants the money. I think he really wants the injunction before the Super Bowl. You know something? I think you could be right. I think you could be right, because I'm telling you, yeah. Anyhow, Kendrick does not like us. Move that. Anyhow, Kendrick does not like us at the Super Bowl. It's over. He don't even need to do not like us. The music could just play. And he just sit there and just watch the crowd, because I'm telling you, that stadium will sing every word without Kendrick even having to touch the mic. It's over.
And as they also went on to tell Drake that they won't be ready to prove that he really is in the wrong for doing all of this, it's clear that after Drake fans were running around before this saying that Drake won this entire thing and that his label were the ones who were scared, that couldn't be further from the truth. And now really, for everyone to be siding with a record label over an artist, it has never been more clear how wrong Drake is. And really, they had a perfect statement to him, because they are just putting Drake in his place by stating the obvious, which is that on every single Drake record since he has been in the game, he has been dissing other rappers and doing the same thing Kendrick did to so many different people in the past, and of course, Drake's disses over the years like Back to Back did indeed have irreversible effects on somebody like Meek Mill's career. But even for how made fun of somebody like Meek is these days, as no matter what happened in a beef, he still knew he was a part of and respected hip-hop as a very culture, he would never even think to do something like this, no matter how bad of a loss he took was. And even with someone like Ja Rule, who was considered to be the biggest loser of a rap beef ever before
never went to court,
we really have to look at him differently and give him some sort of props, because this is something that even he would never do. And so with this, altogether, as this is the point we are at, where really compared to any other loss in rap beef history, Drake doesn't just make those losers look like winners, but he makes them look like all-time greats. This really is the moment.
Fam, you got the losers looking at all-time greats. You got the losers looking at winners, bro. You just handed W's to every rapper in history who's ever lost a battle. Imagine that. You literally gave every one of them a W. They're sitting back right now, smiling. Like, yo, bruv, I know I lost though, but I didn't do a Drakashi 6ix9ine. I didn't pull a Law-Bry on nobody. I didn't switch to Drakashi for anybody, you know what I'm saying? Like, I took the L like a man, which is how you take an L. You get up, you dust your shoulders off, and you move on. That's the real measures of a man. It's what you do afterwards. Not come out here bitching and whining like what your boy is doing. Come on.
Moment that is going to change everything in Drake's career in a way that we have never seen before. As now since he sent out papers that are not just showing that he really is the biggest sore loser there ever has been, but that he is really trying to actively betray and ruin hip-hop and the nuance and creativity that rap music as an art form has always stood for. At this point, there is no longer any chance Drake is ever making a comeback, as no matter what he does going forward, as his recent move is now trying to change the rules of rap music, there is no longer a way he can redeem himself. And now while Drake's case is being treated as a joke to everyone right now for the most part, because it is the most anti-hip-hop thing that has ever been put into reality, and just the concept of something like this existing is just so wild. If this gains any traction somehow, and as Drake and his fans try to push the narrative that he is in the right, it will end up having horrible effects on everything, not just in rap, but music and entertainment as we know it. But at least right now, as everything stands, Drake winning this thing is nearly going to be impossible, because everything he is presenting to us is just so obviously false. And so really going forward, it seems like this choice Drake made over everything else will really mark the actual end of his career and will ruin whatever legacy was left as well. Because for doing something this bad to all of hip-hop, it really takes away from everything else you have ever done as a whole.
Trust me.
And so now with all of this said, let me know.
Everybody that he shitted on the way up to the top, oh, they're waiting for him on the fall down. Oh gosh, he thought he was gonna walk over everybody to reach to the top. It's a long way up, but once you get to the top, it's a very fast way back down to the bottom. Trust me.
No. What do you think about this horrible move from Drake, and where do you think all of this is going to end up going? Well, I can't wait to hear what you have to say about one of the biggest moments we will ever witness as rap and music fans, and if you made it to this point in the video,